Most men spend years trying to figure out what women want to hear. What if I told you the answer has nothing to do with being smooth, rich, or good looking, and everything to do with just paying attention? Think about it this way. When you walk up to a woman and say, "You're beautiful," she's probably heard that 5 times this week. It doesn't stick. But when you say, "You think differently than most people I meet," everything changes. Now she's curious. She wants to know what you mean. You've made her lean in. What makes this compliment hit so hard is that it's specific to her mind, not her face. Anyone can see a pretty face. But noticing how someone thinks, that takes real attention. And attention is something most men never give. It also says something about you. It tells her you've met enough people to make the comparison. That you're observant. That you're not just trying to get her attention. You already have it and you notice something worth mentioning. That's the kind of man women remember. Most people move through life without ever being truly noticed. And that's exactly why this compliment works so well. When you tell a woman, you have this way of making people feel comfortable around you. You're not talking about how she looks. You're talking about a skill she's developed, probably without anyone ever putting it into words for her. That's the thing. She's been doing this her whole life, making people laugh, diffusing tension, making strangers feel welcome. And nobody ever named it. You just did. There's a psychological principle at play here. People bond deeply with those who see them accurately. Not just the surface stuff, the real stuff. When you reflect someone's quiet strengths back at them, they feel understood in a way that's genuinely rare. And rare feels like connection. Connection feels like attraction. It really is that simple. Most men get uncomfortable around a woman who speaks her mind. She shares a strong opinion and they either go quiet, get defensive, or try to change the subject. It's a subtle thing, but women notice it every single time. So when you say, "I love how you own your opinions," you're doing something most men won't do. You're telling her that her confidence doesn't intimidate you. It interests you. That's a massive differentiator. There's also something deeper here. A lot of women have been conditioned to soften their opinions, to second guess themselves, to make their ideas more palatable for the room. When you acknowledge her boldness as a good thing, you're giving her permission to just be herself around you. And when a woman feels like she can fully be herself around you, that comfort turns into something much stronger than just casual interest. Here's something most guys never think about. Humor is one of the most underappreciated forms of intelligence. And women who are genuinely funny rarely get credit for it. Think about how often a woman cracks a joke and the response is, "Aw, that's so cute," instead of, "That was actually hilarious." It's dismissive without even meaning to be. She's not being cute. She's being sharp. There's a difference. When you look at her and say, "You're genuinely funny," not cute, not adorable, but funny, you're respecting her wit on equal terms. You're treating her humor the same way you'd treat a guy friend who just said something brilliant. That equality is attractive. And here's the practical part. If she made you laugh, just say it. Don't hold it back trying to seem unbothered. Letting her know she got you is not weakness. It's presence. It shows you're actually there, in the moment, reacting honestly. That kind of realness is magnetic. Energy is one of those things that's almost impossible to fake a reaction to. You either feel someone's presence when they walk into a room, or you don't. And when you do, most people never say anything about it. That's what makes this compliment so disarming. There's something about your energy. It draws people in. You're not talking about her outfit. You're not talking about her smile. You're talking about something invisible that she carries everywhere she goes. Most women have never had someone articulate that. They might sense that people are drawn to them, but hearing it spoken out loud by someone who noticed, that hits differently. It also communicates something important about your intentions. You're not just reacting to what you can see. You're responding to who she is at a deeper level. That tells her this isn't shallow interest. And women can feel the difference between a man who sees the surface and a man who sees further. Be the second guy. Here's something nobody talks about. People are starving to be recognized for their integrity, not just their appearance. Everyone compliments the way someone looks. Almost nobody acknowledges the way someone lives. When a woman mentions a goal she's been chasing, a project she's been grinding on, or a commitment she's been honoring, and you pause and say, "You're someone who actually follows through," that's rare. You just did something most people never do. You paid attention to her character. Think about how many people set goals and quietly abandon them. Follow-through is genuinely uncommon. When you name it in her, she feels seen in a way that goes way beyond surface level. There's also a respect component here that matters. You're not treating her like someone to impress. You're treating her like someone worth admiring. That's a completely different dynamic. And women feel that shift immediately. Admiration that comes from respect is one of the most attractive things a man can show. It signals that you value substance over everything else. This one requires patience. And that's exactly why it works so well when the timing is right. Spending time with you genuinely makes my day better. 7 words that carry more weight than most men realize. Because you're not complimenting how she looks, how she dresses, or what she brings to the table physically. You're telling her that her presence improves your life. That's a completely different level. Most compliments are about what a man wants from a woman. This one is about what she gives just by being herself. That distinction is everything. There's also real vulnerability in this sentence. You're admitting that someone has affected you. That takes confidence. A man who can openly say, "You made my day better," without flinching, is a man who's secure in himself. And security is deeply attractive. The other thing worth noting, this compliment can't be faked. You can only say it convincingly after a real conversation, a real moment. Something genuine has passed between you. She'll know if you're rushing it. So wait for the right moment, then say it like you mean it. Because if you do, she'll remember it for a long time. So that's the whole picture. 8 compliments, each one designed to do something most men never bother doing. Making a woman feel genuinely seen. And here's what I want you to take away from all of this. It was never really about the words. It was about the attention behind them. Every single compliment we broke down today only works because it comes from actually observing someone. Noticing how they think, how they move, how they make people feel, how they show up in the world. That kind of attention is rare, and rare is attractive. Most men are so focused on what to say that they forget to actually look. But when you slow down, pay attention, and then have the confidence to speak honestly about what you notice, everything changes. Conversations get deeper, connections get real, and people remember you. Not because you ran a perfect game, but because you made them feel like they mattered. That's the whole thing. That's what this was really about. If this helped you, you already know what to do. Share it with someone who needs to hear this, and I'll see you in the next one.